Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to the next episode of Everything I Own from each Doctor Who season. Now, season 1 was a big, massive hit when I showed all the Target books, the VHSs and the DVDs, and that was a big hit. So I'm going to continue it on with season 2 now. So I'm going to show what I own from the Target book, VHS, and of course DVD, and of course on Blu-ray, because season 2 is out on Blu-ray now. I'm also going to say to you what is my favourite Hartnell season, because we've only got 3 main Hartnell seasons left, and season 2 is actually my favourite Hartnell story. I'm going to explain a bit why later on. Now, season 2 was broadcast from the 12th of September the 12th of September, 12th of October 1964 down to the 2nd of July 1965. Starring William Hartnell as the first Doctor. We said goodbye to Susan in this season. We said goodbye to Ian and Barbara. And then, of course, we welcome Vicky and, of course, Stephen, who becomes the Doctor's companions by the end of the season. Now, this season, the reason it's my all-time favourite Hartnell story, because every single story of these is absolutely just pure, amazing and brilliant. I even do like The Crusade, because thank you to the Blu-ray, I managed to watch The Crusade. So I'm going to show you what I own of this in this collection, and then join me when I talk about season 3, because season 3 has got most stories missing, and I've got quite a bit of season 3, more than you need to know. So let's dive into it. So for Target books, I've only got 2 season 2 books. So we've got Doctor Who and the Sarbini Target book, which is basically the book, the novelisation of the Red Planet, and I absolutely do enjoy the Red Planet, but this story makes it so much more better, because they did something to the camera scenes, because it makes it look a bit blurry and a bit messy a bit. The Blu-ray does try its best to clean up the Red Planet, which I absolutely love the Blu-ray for, and it's so much better than the VHS and of course the DVD runs. Now, before you see the VHSs, no, I do not own the Red Planet on VHS, because I used to, but the VHS broke. The what they called it in the middle of it, the tape bit, got jammed in one of my old VHS's machines, and I had to end up throwing the Red Planet away, which is Red Planet Part 1 and Red Planet Part 2, because after I watched Part 1, it got jammed, and then I watched Part 2 and it got jammed again, and then in the end I just had to throw them out. And then of course the last Target book I got is of course The Crusade. Now, I'm going to dive more into this story when I get to the Blu-ray and of course into other aspects of it, because I absolutely love this story. And then VHS wise, I own quite a bit on VHS for season 2. So for VHS for Doctor Who season 2, I have actually got Planet of the Giants, as you can see here. And then of course, I don't own the 2 VHS versions of the Dalek Invasion of Earth, unfortunately, but I do have the Rescue and the Romans. Now, I'm going to be honest, this was actually my very first ever Hartnell VHS I ever owned growing up, and I've kept this all through my childhood and everything, and I'm actually glad I still got it, and it still works. I've only watched it recently on VHS. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm still watching VHSs if they're out on DVD and Blu-ray. Well, I'm a Doctor Who fan. I'm going to watch everything on different formats. And then, of course, the next VHS I got is the Crusade and the Space Museum. Now, the Crusade, this is the existing episodes with the Tony Snap reconstructions. Yeah, it's quite good. And, of course, we have the Space Museum. The Space Museum is an okay story. I do enjoy it a little bit. I like how we have William Russell in this VHS version, explaining what happens on during the missing episodes. And then the final VHS I got for season 2 is, of course, the Time Middler. And I absolutely love the Time Middler. I love the Menelik Monk. I love the way this story is set in 1066, just before the Battle of Hastings. I really do love history, and this is a fantastic historian episode. Now, as you can see on VHS, there are 3 stories I'm basically missing from season 2 on VHS, which is, of course, the Dalek Invasion of Earth, you know, the Red Planet, and, of course, the Chase, which I am missing. But I do make up for that on DVD, as I'm about to get to now. So, on DVD for season 2, I own Planet of the Giants, and then of course the Dalek Invasion of Earth, and you can see this is the original one with the actual original 40 years anniversary logo. Now, this is my favourite story from season 2. 1, it's got Daleks in it. 2, the Daleks, it's got fantastic Dalek location work. Especially when you kind of got the Dalek coming out of the Thames and you got the Dr. Ian going, "No, when I say the word, you turn and dive in the water. Now!" And then literally just turn around and go, and the Dalek just slowly comes out of the Thames. I really love this story. And of course, we have that fantastic goodbye from William Hartnell where he goes, "One day I shall come back. Yes, I shall come back. Until then, there must be no regrets, no tears, no anxiety. Just go forward, you know, your beliefs, and prove to me that I'm not mistaken in mine." I honestly just love the Dalek Invasion of Earth. It's just a cracking story. Then, of course, I've got the Rescue and the Romans here. The Rescue is basically Vicky's very first appearance, played by Amelia O'Brien, who is actually my favourite Hartnell companion. So I really do love that box set because Vicky is basically just my favourite Hartnell companion. Then, of course, we go into the next story, which is The Webbed Planet. And can I tell you about this story now? Not much. You do need to watch it, probably, if you want more Hartnell background, but you're not really missing much from this story, I have to admit. Even though this is the 60s most watched Doctor Who story. And then, of course, the next one is, of course, the Space Museum and the Chase. I love the Chase. The Daleks have got their own time machine chasing after the Doctor, Ian and Barbara and Vicky. They do get separated and Vicky does steal a ride in the Daleks time machine. And then, of course, they end up saying goodbye to Ian and Barbara, who basically use the Daleks time machine to get back to their own time. But they end up missing by 2 years. And then, of course, the final story of the season is the Time Middler. Now, the Crusade was never released onto DVD apart from its surviving episodes of The Chase was released in Doctor Who Lost in Time, which I have got, but at the moment it is somewhere in my collection because I'm in the middle of rearranging all my collection. I will find that out when I get to season 3 because The Chase is the only story on there from season 2, but the rest of the stuff that that is on there is from seasons 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I'm not really going to dive into the Lost in Time box set just now because The Chase is actually here in the Blu-ray box set. Not The Chase, sorry, The Crusade is actually here in the Blu-ray box set. And this is the latest release of season 2 and it is absolutely brilliant. All of it's been brought up to date into HD. I love the DVD that they carried over some CGI effects from the DVD, like for the Dalek Invasion of Earth. Behind the Sofa, absolutely love the way Behind the Sofa is. I do like Matthew Sweet's interview with William Russell, Caroline Ann Ford, and of course Mia O'Brien. And I'm going to be honest, this is my favourite Hartnell season. So on Blu-ray, out of all of these, not from the artwork, but if I was going to rank this in the Blu-rays from my favourites so far, it's going to be in the top 5 because I do love season 2. I honestly do. And that is everything I own from Doctor Who season 2. So join me when I talk about next in what I own for season 3. So thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe, share, and join me for awesome Doctor Who content. Have a cracking day.